Hi everybody, welcome back to some more poetry please, and a varying selection today. The first one's by Rudyard Kipling, and it's quite a sad one. It's about his son, his only son, called Jack, who died in the First World War at the Battle of Loos, on the 27th of September 1915, 6 weeks after his 18th birthday, and his body was not found in the aftermath of the battle. And it was not until 1992 that his grave was identified in St. Mary's Cemetery, Ains. Have you news of my boy Jack? Not this tide. When do you think it would come back? Not with this wind blowing and this tide. Has anyone else had word of him? Not this tide. For what is sunk will hardly swim, not with this wind blowing and this tide. Oh dear, what comfort can I find? None this tide, nor any tide, except he did not shame his kind, not even with that wind blowing and that tide. Then hold your head up all the more this tide, and every tide, because he was the son you bore, and gave to that wind blowing and that tide. And today, would you believe it or not, is Trafalgar Day. And it was one of the greatest naval histories in the history of the British Navy. And obviously the man that led that and died at the same battle was Nelson, Horatio Nelson. And this is an extract from the Battle of Trafalgar by William King. The last great signal Nelson did unfold, Albion record in characters of gold. England expects that every man this day will do his duty and his worth display. Warmed at the words, brave Nelson's gallant crew mowed down whole hosts and heaps of heroes slew, like grateful sons obeyed their gallant chief, while his lost hero filled their souls with grief. Now the next one we're going to read for you is a poem by George McDonald, and it's called The Wind and the Moon, and it's all about the wind who thinks he's the strongest thing on earth and can blow the moon away. And let's see what happens. Said the wind to the moon, I will blow you out. You stare in the air like a ghost in a chair, always looking what I am about. I hate to be watched. I'll blow you out. The wind blew hard, and out went the moon, so deep on a heap of clouds so sleep. Down lay the wind and slumbered soon, muttering low, I've done for that moon. He turned in his bed. She was there again, on high in the sky, with her one ghost eye. The moon shone white and alive and plain. Said the wind, I will blow you out again. The wind blew hard and the moon grew slim. With my sledge and my wedge I have knocked off her edge. If only I blow right fierce and grim, the creature will soon be slimmer than slim. He blew, and she thinned to a thread. One puff, more's enough to blow her to snuff. One good puff more than when the last was bred, and glimmer, glimmer, glum will go the thread. He blew a great blast, and the thread was gone in the air. Nowhere was a moonbeam bare. Far off and harmless the shy stars shone, sure and certain the moon was gone. The wind he took to his revels once more, on down in town like a merry mad clown. He leaped and hallooed with a whistle and roar. What's that? The glimmering thread once more. He flew in a rage, he danced and he blew, but in vain was the pain of his bursting brain. For still the broader the moon scrap grew, the broader he swelled his big cheeks and blew. Slowly she grew, till she filled the night, and shone on her throne in the sky alone, a matchless, wonderful, silvery light, radiant and lovely, the queen of the night. Said the wind, What a marvel of power am I! With my breath, in good faith, I blew her to death. First blew her away right out of the sky, then blew her in. What strength I have! But the moon, she knew nothing about the affair. For high in the sky, with her one white eye, motionless miles above the air, she had never heard the great wind blare. Okay, and the last poem is a short one, and it's called The Moon Was But a Chin of Gold. It's by Emily Dickinson. The moon was but a chin of gold a night or two ago, but now she turns her perfect face upon the world below. Her forehead is of amplest blonde, her cheek a beryl hewn, her eye in the summer dew the likest I have known. Her lips of amber never part, but what must be that smile upon her friend she would confer, were she has her silver will? And what a privilege to be but the remotest star! For certainty she take her way beside your palace door. Her bonnet is the firmament, the universe her shoe, the stars the trinkets of her belt, her dimities of blue. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that selection, and more soon. Now, again, if there's any that you'd like me to read, some of your favourites from childhood or now, then of course I will do my best to do so. Just leave me a message if you wish. And until then, stay safe, be kind, and most of all, stay safe, won't you? God bless you. Bye-bye.